And after we had turned, we went up the road to Bashan. And King Og of Bashan came out to meet us, he and all his people, for battle at Edrei. And the Lord said to me, Do not fear him, for I have given him over into your hands, and all his people and all his land. And you shall do to him as you did to King Sihon of the Amorites, who used to live in Heshbon. And the Lord our God delivered him into our hands, even King Og of Bashan and all his people. And we struck him down, until we did not leave him offspring. And at that time we captured all his cities. There was no city that we did not take from them. 60 cities, all the environs of Argob, the kingdom of Og in Bashan. All these were strong cities, high walls, gates and bars, besides the very many cities of the Perizzites. We utterly destroyed them, as we did King Sihon of Heshbon. And we utterly destroyed every city in order, and the women and the children, and all the cattle and the spoils of the cities we plundered for ourselves. And at that time we took out the hands of the 2 Amorite kings, who were beyond the Jordan, the land from the Wadi Arnon, up to Harmon. The Phoenicians named Harmon Sanior, and the Amorite named it Sanir. All were cities of Mysore, and all of Gilad, and all of Bashan, as far as Selka and Edrei, cities of Og's kingdom in Bashan, because only King Og of Bashan was left of the Rephaim. Look, his bed was an iron bed. Look, it is in the citadel of the sons of Ammon. By a man's forearm it is 9 cubits long, and 4 cubits wide. And we took possession of that land at that time, from Aroer, which is along the edge of the Wadi Arnon, and half of the mountainous area of Gilad, and its cities I gave to Reuben and to Gad. And I gave to the half-tribe of Manasseh the rest of Gilad, and all of Bashan, Og's kingdom, and all the environs of Argob, all of said Bashan. It will be reckoned a land of Rephaim. And Jair, son of Manasseh, took all the environs of Argob, as far as the borders of Gargasai, and Homakathi, and he named them after his name, Bashan Ha'uth Jair, until this day. And to Machir I gave Gilad, and to Reuben and to Gad I gave from Gilad as far as the Wadi Arnon, the middle of the wadi being a boundary, and up to the Jabbok, the wadi being the boundary for the sons of Ammon, the Arabah also, and the Jordan, being a boundary of Machanarath, even up to the sea of Arabah, the salt sea, under Asadoth of Phazgah on the east. And at that time I commanded you, saying, The Lord your God gave you this land as an allotment. Proceed fully armed before your brothers, the sons of Israel, every mighty one of you. Only your wives and your children and your cattle, I know that you have much cattle. Let them settle in your cities that I have given to you, until the Lord your God gives your brothers rest, as also you and they too will inherit the land, that the Lord your God is giving them beyond the Jordan. And you will return, each one to his inheritance that I have given to you. And I commanded Jesus at that time, saying, Your eyes have seen everything that the Lord your God has done to these 2 kings. So the Lord will do to all the kingdoms which you are about to cross into there. You shall not be fearful of them, for the Lord your God himself will fight for you. At that time too I entreated the Lord, saying, O Lord, Lord, you have begun to show your attendant your strength and your power, and your strong hand and your high arm. For what God is there in the sky or on the earth, who will do as you have done, and according to your strength? After I cross over, therefore, I will see this good land which is beyond the Jordan, this good mountainous area, and the anti-Lebanon. And the Lord ignored me on your account, and did not listen to me. And the Lord said to me, Let it be sufficient for you. Do not continue any longer to speak to me of this matter. Go up to the top of Hewn, and look with your eyes to the sea, and the north, and the southwest, and the east, and see with your eyes, for you shall not cross over this Jordan. And command Jesus, and strengthen him, and encourage him, because he will cross over ahead of this people, and it is he who will secure for them the possession of the land that you have seen. And we remained in the glen near the house of Fogor. And now, Israel, hear the statutes and judgments that I am teaching you to do today, so that you may live and, after you have entered, may inherit the land that the Lord the God of your fathers is giving you. You shall not add to the word I command you, and you shall not take away from it. Keep the commandments of the Lord your God, with which I command you today. Your eyes have seen all that the Lord your God did to Baal-Phegor, that is, every person who went after Baal-Phegor. The Lord your God wiped him out from among you. But those of you who held fast to the Lord your God are all alive today. See, I have shown you statutes and ordinances, as the Lord has commanded me, to do so in the land into which you are entering there to inherit it. And you shall keep and do them, because this is your wisdom and discernment, before all the nations, as many as might hear all these statutes. And they will say, Look, this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what sort of great nation has a God for itself so near to them, as the Lord our God is in everything whenever we invoke him? And what sort of great nation has for itself statutes and righteous judgment, in accord with all this law that I am giving before you today? Take heed to yourself, and guard your soul closely, lest you forget all the things that your eyes have seen, and let them not be far from your heart all the days of your life. And you shall direct your sons and your sons' sons about the day when you stood before the Lord your God at Horeb, on the day of the assembly, when the Lord said to me, Assemble the people to me, and let them hear my words, so that they may learn to fear me all the days as long as they live on the earth, and may teach their sons. And you approached and stood at the foot of the mountain, and the mountain was burning with fire up to the sky. Darkness, gloom, tempest. And the Lord spoke to you from the midst of the fire. You heard the sound of words, but you did not notice a likeness, only a voice. And he announced to you his covenant, which he commanded you to do, the 10 words, and he wrote them on 2 stone tablets. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and ordinances, for you to do them in the land, into which you are entering there to inherit it. And guard your souls closely, because you did not notice a likeness on the day the Lord spoke to you at Horeb in the mountain from the midst of the fire. Do not act lawlessly and make for yourselves an engraved likeness, any kind of icon, a likeness of male or female, a likeness of any animal of those that are on the earth, a likeness of any winged bird that flies under the sky, a likeness of any reptile that creeps on the ground, a likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. And do not, when you look up to the sky, and see the sun and the moon and the stars, even any ornament of the sky, be led astray into obeisance to them, and serve them, those things that the Lord your God has allotted to all the nations beneath the sky. But God has taken you, and brought you out of the iron furnace, out of Egypt, to become for him an allotted people, as in this day. And the Lord was angry with me because of the things being said by you, and he swore that I would not cross this Jordan, and that I would not enter into the land that the Lord God is giving to you as an allotment. For I am going to die in this land, and I am not crossing over this Jordan, but you are going to cross over, and you will take possession of this good land. As for you, take care, lest you forget the covenant of the Lord your God, which he made with you, and make for yourselves an engraved likeness of all of the things that the Lord your God has instructed you. For the Lord your God is a devouring fire, a jealous God. Now if you bear sons and sons' sons, and live long in the land, and you act lawlessly, and make an engraved likeness of anything, and do what is evil before the Lord your God, to provoke him to anger, I call sky and earth to witness against you today, that by destruction you will perish from the land that you are crossing the Jordan to inherit there. You will not prolong days on it, but will be wiped out with a wiping. And the Lord will scatter you among all the nations, and you will be left few in number among the nations into which the Lord will bring you there. And there you will serve other gods, works of human hands, wood and stone, who will neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell. And there you will seek the Lord your God, and you will find him when you seek him out with your whole heart and with your whole soul, in your distress. And all these words shall find you in the end of days, and you will return to the Lord your God and listen to his voice. Because the Lord your God is a compassionate God. He will neither abandon you nor wipe you out. He will not forget the covenant with your fathers, that he swore to them. Ask of former days which occurred long before your own, from the day that God created a human being on the earth. Ask at the end of the sky up to the end of the sky, whether a thing this great has ever happened, whether such a thing has been heard of, whether any nation has ever heard the voice of a living God speaking from the midst of the fire, as you have heard, and you lived, whether a God ever attempted to go and take a nation for himself from the midst of a nation, by trial and by signs and by wonders, and by war and by a strong hand and a high arm, and by great exhibits, like all which the Lord your God did in Egypt before you, as you were looking on, so that you might know that the Lord your God, he is God, and there is no other besides him. From the sky his voice became audible, to discipline you, and on earth he showed you his great fire, and you heard his words coming from the midst of the fire. Because he loved your fathers, he also chose you their offspring after them, and himself brought you out of Egypt by his great power, to destroy utterly before you great nations, and mightier than yourselves, to bring you in, to give you their land to inherit, as you have today. And you will know today and bear in mind that the Lord your God, he is God in the sky above, and on the earth beneath, and there is no other besides him. And you will keep his statutes and his commandments, which I command you today, so that it may be well with you, and with your sons after you, so that you may be long-lived in the land that the Lord your God is giving you for all your days. Then Moses set apart 3 cities beyond the Jordan toward the rising of the sun, for the murderer to flee there, whoever might unintentionally kill his neighbor. And he did not hate him before yesterday and the 3rd day. And he shall flee to one of these cities and live, Bosor in the wilderness, on the plain country belonging to Reuben, and Ramoth in Galaad belonging to Gadi, and Gaulon in Bashan belonging to Manasseh. This is the law that Moses set before the sons of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments that Moses spoke to the sons of Israel when they had come out of the land of Egypt, beyond the Jordan, in the valley near the house of Fogor, in the land of King Sihon of the Amorites, who used to live in Heshbon, whom Moses and the sons of Israel defeated when they had come out of the land of Egypt. And they took possession of his land, and the land of King Og of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from Aroer, which is on the edge of the Wadi Arnon, and to Mount Sihon, that is Hermon, all the Arabah beyond the Jordan toward the rising of the sun, east under Asadoth, quarried from rock.